When you watch the news, the terms state and government are often used interchangeably, as if they describe the exact same thing. But consider a local high school, like AQZ Academy. It has a physical campus, a body of enrolled students, and a set of core rules that determine how everyone interacts. These foundational elements are permanent. They remain in place year after year, regardless of who is currently working in the main office. This permanent foundation represents the state. During the summer, a new principal takes over. She listens to the teachers, implements a new academic plan, and introduces extra support classes that significantly improve student performance. This principal and her staff represent the government. They are the temporary leadership hired to manage the daily operations and implement specific policies. When that principal eventually moves on, the school does not cease to function. It simply continues its mission under the next set of administrators. Understanding this distinction is vital. If we mistake the temporary management for the permanent nation, we lose sight of the limits placed on our leaders' power. Beyond the school gates, the formal definition of a state relies on 4 specific mandatory pillars. The first requirement is territory, a defined geographical area with fixed boundaries recognized by law. Second, a permanent population. Without people identifying with that territory, there's no community to govern. Third, a government, an organized body to create laws, manage services, and resolve conflicts. The final pillar is sovereignty. This is the supreme power of a state to make its own decisions without being answerable to any external authority. This terminology can be confusing in India, where we also use state to describe administrative divisions like Maharashtra or Kerala. However, these units lack international sovereignty. They are parts of the larger sovereign state of India. A true state only exists when all 4 elements, territory, population, government, and sovereignty, are present at once. Sovereignty is the specific quality that transforms a colony into an independent nation with the right to rule itself. For India, this transition happened on August 15, 1947, when the country gained the ultimate power to govern its own territory. This independence meant that authority was no longer held by a foreign crown, but was vested in the citizens through the Constitution. Because the people are now the permanent owners of the state, the officials hired to run it must be temporary. We see this in the 2014 general elections. One leadership team left and another took charge. As this timeline shows, the borders, the population, and the state itself remained unchanged. Only the individuals in power moved on. Frequent changes in leadership are not a sign of instability. They show that the state is functioning correctly, allowing for new management while the nation's foundation remains secure. If the leadership is always temporary, how do a sovereign people decide who is actually qualified to lead them? In a democracy, that power rests with the citizens. They elect representatives who are then accountable to the voters for the decisions they make. This is different from a monarchy, where the head of state inherits their position by birthright and holds that office for life. Following the American Revolution, George Washington was famously urged to become the King of America. He firmly refused, believing that power should only be granted by the people under a constitution. Washington chose a republic, a system where the head of state is elected, directly or indirectly, and their power is limited by law. Some nations, like the UK, are democracies because their people elect a parliament, but they remain monarchies because their head of state is not elected. This means they are not republics. By choosing a republic, a nation ensures that no single family or group can ever claim permanent inherited ownership over the country's highest office. India combines these ideals as a democratic republic. As a democracy, power flows from the people to their elected representatives in the legislature. As a republic, even the highest office is not hereditary. As seen in this swearing-in ceremony, the President of India is an elected official who takes an oath to protect the Constitution. Why is it so important that every level of our leadership must be chosen rather than inherited? These concepts ensure a balance. The state provides a permanent home, sovereignty provides independence, and the democratic republic ensures that the people remain the ultimate source of authority. Like the students at AQZ Academy, the citizens are the permanent heart of the institution. This entire system exists to ensure that the people who lead you are only there because you allowed them to be.